Okay, second episode with myself and Robbie. How are you doing, mate?
Good, mate. How are you? Cricket today is becoming a lot more top-heavy. Boy, this is going to be so much fun to watch over the next decade, man.
Another Auckland Coliseum. We came from Dallas, Grand Prairie, which was a different flat pitch. We came to the Auckland Coliseum, which it previously was home to the Auckland Big Three. Well, it is the Big Three. It was a venue soaked in sport and history. The Years won 3 consecutive World Series there. We had the Auckland Raiders from 1966 to 1981, and then again from 1995 to 2009. And then we decided to put 22 yards of cricket wicket down there. What do you make of the stadium, and what did you think of the pitch, mate? Let's be honest. What do we think?
All right. So, about the stadium, I freaking love the stadium, man. I think the stadium's like insane. It just actually feels like a Coliseum. It actually feels really, really, really nice. I can't imagine what it would feel like. The sound systems there is just amazing, isn't it? And it just felt like it's one of those grounds where when it's packed, it'll be like a bomb experience, you know? That's genuinely what I thought. Outside of that, the pitch, oh my gosh. That pitch needs a little bit of work. Unfortunately, I think I spoke to Dean, the head groundsman, the curator. He was talking about, how they've just had only a couple of weeks. It was kind of dropped in only a couple of weeks before the tournament. So it didn't really get time to breathe, so to speak, and settle down. And so because of that, it hasn't been. He wanted a lot more grass cover on it, which he wasn't able to get. Because of that, he just feels like it isn't performing the way he wants it to perform. And I think he's right. I think it was just night and day, right, between the day games and the night games. The difference of the performance of the wicket. In the first game, if you batted first, in the day games, if you batted first, then you had a huge advantage. In the night games, you win the toss and bat second, and it becomes like, it's so dependent on the toss.
Is it that the wicket's settling a bit? Is it because, I don't know, the wicket just changed day to day, and as you said, batting first is a struggle, batting second becomes easier, but potentially the wicket's going to be good for the final. I hope so.
Yeah, I think the playoffs and the finals are on the same ground, right? So I think when we look at it from that perspective, I think, and they'll be night games. They won't be day games. So I think you'll get a much better game.
So the first game touched on, the wicket was a little bit slow. We had match 8, which was the opener, which was the Unicorns versus Texas Super Kings. The Super Kings won. Auckland pitch, as we discussed, was a little bit slower. Took a while for people to get going. And it really wasn't until Don Ferreira came and smoked 45 in that innings that kind of led them to something, It was a little struggle. TSK 161 with Ferreira smashing 45 off 28. In terms of the bowling department, we had Modasa got 2 first, steady away. But it was really that innings of 45, and then the Unicorns didn't really get going either, to be honest with you, mate. So it was...
They didn't.
No.
Because it got hard to bat on, and got progressively hard to bat on. So even Donovan's innings that came, out of the blue, I think he got a chance, and then once he got the chance, he just made sure he capitalized on it, and then he smashed it after that, right? And 45 of almost 18 or 19 balls is what he got. Much needed impetus for the TSK side, and then that second innings was all over, right? As in, I thought they bowled really well. Amshi De Silva is really standing out as a bowler for TSK.
I'm going to say, mate, Finn Allen, and then he also get who else did he get in that first innings? You had Pretorius, and he was on fire, mate. Came in, didn't he hit a 6, and then he took like a flying, well, he's like a catch and a run out, and he was fired up, mate. He's impressive, and obviously I'm not sure he's qualified, but he's one for USA in the future. You got to think about him coming in that squad. His energy, his passion, is quite infectious. I was so impressed, to be honest with you, mate.
Yeah, very, very passionate. You can see that he wants it. He wants to be there at the highest levels. And he's got the stuff for it as well, man. I think he's one for the future as far as America is concerned, and he's quite skiddy. In fact, he reminds me of a young Mohammad Shami.
Yeah,
the
good
ball.
point. Yep.
Yeah, the clean action, skiddy, pitches the ball and it skids through. It's got a rapid bouncer as well, so bowls the heavy ball. And that run out, you remember the run out from the deep? He
Crazy,
stopped the ball,
yeah.
run out, diving stop, and then he got back up and then on the full to get. I can't remember what's his name.
It was a rocket, though. It was an absolute rocket from the outfield. It was as good as you
Yeah.
do it. Speaking of fielding, you think about the old man Faf du Plessis throwing himself around, taking Superman catches. So impressive again.
What a freaking beauty that catch was, dude. Like at
It
40, 42, he went full stretch to the right. Phenomenal catch that was.
Unbelievable. Then we move on to, obviously, that next game. That's where we looked at Seattle Hawkers defeated Washington Freedom. That was a big score, 227, to be honest with you. Hetmeyer, 79 of 33 balls, pretty much led that chase. And then obviously the back end, we'll kind of rush through this a little bit. You got Hetmeyer, 79 of 33, hit 3-6 in the final over to push it all to 227. But also, if you look at the Jesse Singh, the way he bowled that spell, 5 for 24, it was immaculate. On that pitch, I think we were asking for, run up hard, smash the pitch, top of the stumps. I think that was the best variation. You could bowl the same ball over and over again, and the pitch would give you that variation. Do you know what I mean? It was doing it itself. You didn't have to get too complicated, but yeah, I think Jesse Singh, Hetmeyer, outstanding, mate.
Yeah, really, really cool bowling from Jesse Singh. I thought he was really disciplined. Just hit, there is a way to bowl on our wicket when things are going well. When it's helping the bowlers, I think he just hit stump to stump, get the ball back in. Like the fast off cutters really work. And I think he did that really well. He was very disciplined and got rewarded with 5 wickets.
And we had match 10. We had Texas Super Kings defeated MI New York. This was the lowest scoring game of MLC 26. Played on a similar Agrippan Oakland surface. TSK bowled out MI New York for 127, with the defending champions Crubland 52 for 5 inside 7 overs. Ferreira this time with the ball. Obviously underrated, picked up wickets, takes the gloves off, comes back in, bowls, picks up poles. I think he got back-to-back wickets, I think, with Pollard and the next person in, but pretty impressive for someone who, I guess he's part-time. Would you class him?
Yeah, he actually opened the bowling, and I was wondering, why is he opening the bowling on a track that's doing so much for the fast bowlers? But then he came back, and then he actually got back-to-back wickets. He got Paulie in that almost was on a hat trick and got Paulie first ball. And then I think he got stuck in there, and he figured out how to bowl on that wicket and just kept trying to bowl the same length, and was really impressive for a guy who dons the gloves in the first half of the game. To come out there and bowl and get 3 wickets is really cool, man.
Yeah, pretty good. 4 overs, 3 for 14. It was only that Trent Bolt smacked a few at the back end, which he does now and then. Last year in the MLC, he actually smoked a few against Hassan Khan and took his team. Well, they beat us in the playoffs because of Trent Bolt. So he does it now and then. He's not known for his bat, but yeah, obviously low total. Then the Texas Super Kings came out, and it was the young Saiteja Muktamala, 38, who did the job, really did the damage. 38 of 37, a professional old man innings for a young man's shoulders. I think that's shown that he's starting to play. He's playing against the best. He's getting more experience, learning his skills. It's to tricky wickets. I'm just going to take my time, and he was impressive.
Yeah. Saiteja's, I think is a really, really impressive youngster. You can tell that he's got the heart for the big leagues. There is a slight limitation with his biomechanics a little bit, but within those biomechanics, he makes it work for him. I think he can be limited when they bowl in that area of uncertainty, but if you give him room outside the off stump, he will murder you. It's great with a short ball as well, so he's got the ingredients to become a top quality international cricketer. And these exposures to these leagues and playing at this level will certainly help him.
I agree. I'm going to go my viral moment for that one, I think, was Kieron Pollard first ball against Ferreira, and then we'll move on. Faf winning. I was going to AI to build a bit of a script here, and I'm like, give me a viral moment. It says Faf winning the toss.
It was there, right? I think his teammates are all standing there clapping for him because he won the toss after a really long time.
Oh, man, happy days, mate. So the next game was the Orcas versus SFU. It says Orcas first, but it pretty much is SFU ground. The Orcas 191. We had an innings by Shihan, who got 62 off 25, another great innings,
Yeah.
smoked it, looked pretty good. He's done that a few times this year. We spoke about him before. Sometimes he gets a quick 20 and gets out, but he's actually moving on this time. He's building his innings. And also, I'm impressed with Bretsky. He smacked a 51 off 29.
Oh, that was
Impressive, really
amazing,
good
man.
play. Great
Yeah.
innings. And then yeah, like unbelievable. And just before I finish off this recap, and you can speak on Bretsky, but Couchy picked up 3 wickets for 40.
Yeah.
He was the main guy in that. But yeah, back to Bretsky, mate. He's a proper player.
He's a proper player, and someone I think who's oozing in confidence at the moment. He's someone who's again someone who's growing from strength to strength as a young cricketer. Hits the ball very cleanly, got very clean technique, and again someone to watch out for at the international level. I think he's going to be really dangerous.
Speaking about someone to look out for, who's been ridiculous, and we'll get onto his score today, but Pretorius smacked 87 off 39 that game also. He looks like a different class,
Yeah.
mate. I've never the way he hits the ball offside, leg side, straight. There's something special about him.
Oh, I think no amount of praises will be enough for someone like Lhuan-dré, all of 20 years old. He's already played all 3 formats of the game. Got hundreds in all 3 formats of the game. I think I think he's got hundreds in all 3 formats of the game, if I'm not wrong. And hitting the ball so cleanly, man. Down the ground, and his understanding, and he's got this thing in his batting where he kind of creates pace with the ball with his hands, pace with his bat with his hands. There's a little bit of a whip that he's got in his setup, which just generates a little bit of that extra force, and it's so good. Like, hitting was so clean.
No, definitely strong boy. But the man of the hour was Brodie Couch, 26. Came in and won that game. He batted like an absolute demon. He actually, when I spoke to him, he was trying to create the angle because the pace is so slow. He was using his angle to get underneath it, and that's what he did a couple of times, a couple of sixes, and the way he finished the game was excellent.
Yeah, so I think with Couchy, what we've seen in MLC, and I think very recently in T20 cricket, we see cricket being a lot more top heavy, and we don't see the finishers kind of coming through. And it was good to see Couch just kind of going out there and kind of channeling his kind of finisher instincts and finishing that game very, very strongly. And very impressive performance. 3 wickets in the first inning while he was bowling, and then that match-winning 26.
Unbelievable. He's improved the last 3 years. He always worked on his batting. When I've seen him in the nets, always wants extra balls, extra throwdowns, and it's paying off. To become a franchise cricketer, you have to be able to do anything. If you want to go for the good money, you got to be able to do a few things or one thing really well, So,
yeah, 100%.
Going on match 12, MI New York defeated LA Knight Riders. Then we'll look at they kind of struggled really because this was when Nicholas Pooran came in 3. And after de Kock got bowled by Narayan with that decent pill, he started off well. Narayan came on, and then Pooran kind of played a bit Test cricket-like, didn't he? He was just like watching the ball. He was knocking around, didn't take any chances.
Yeah, he was 9 of 21 deliveries, and like one thought. At one point, you thought, okay, how is he going to navigate through the rest of his innings? And he kind of absorbed the pressure really well. I think it didn't help the fact that there were wickets kind of falling at regular intervals at the other end. But he kind of paced his innings, and then from the 16th over onwards, he kind of just let loose. Ended up getting 76 or something, about 55 deliveries. So he made up in the end. But the slowness of the wicket and the slowness of the outfield, kind of made him struggle initially.
It was another tough night for Pollard. Went from 100 to duck. It's cricket, right? Bite you in the backside all the time. It's like he's played so much cricket, but like one of the best knocks, his second 100 of his career. Then it's like, here you go, mate. Have 2 big fat ducks.
Mother cricket, brother. Mother cricket.
Oh my God!
Finds a way to humble you all the time, eh? No matter what you are. No matter what people call you, and people might call you the GOAT, and he is, right? He's always going to be in the conversation of being the greatest of all times as far as T20 cricket's concerned. And yet to be humble like that after that 100 and becoming the highest run scorer in T20 cricket in the world, well, it tells you a story.
We've been there, mate. We've all had it. We've been it. It's like when I was a kid, one of my coaches used to say, be careful because when you get 100, potentially the next game, you're going to get a duck because you're so relaxed and you're not taking it ball by ball. But then again, I never became a batter, mate. So I'm just maybe, We're going to go up the next. Obviously, the Knight Riders tried to chase that down. I didn't think it was a big enough total. 144. I thought they would have chased it down comfortably, and I was wrong. 103 all out. They started off pretty well with Munro and Fletcher putting on a good partnership. Then there was nothing, mate. There was nothing there. And you look at the bowling, and it was pretty solid all around. Bosch picked up 3 for, and then it was Nosh who was actually star of the show, bowling his left arm spin, who took 4 overs, 3 for 21. Oh, sorry,
and then
Shepherd.
Shepherd.
Shepherd, mate.
Dude, Romario Shepherd, dude, like he was insane. 4 overs, 1 for 5. That is beyond rare in cricket, and he didn't do anything special. Like honestly, he just bowled wicket to wicket, bowled off cutters and slow off cutters and fast off cutters, and he just kept getting wickets. Right? Sorry, kept getting dot balls. Right? I think he bowled 19 dot balls in that spell.
Mate, there's no way. I promise you, I think he's a good cricketer. There's no way he should be going for 5 or 4 overs. You know what I mean? It's like, do something. The keeper's back. Like, I'm not a batter, but like, I'm not standing there. Can you get down the crease? Can you get off strike? Can you lap it? Can you do something? You can't let, it's not Muralitharan, right? It's not like Harbhajan in his prime. It's not someone who you can't know what's doing. He's limited to like, he's going to bowl you length. He's going to you a cutter, a Yorker, like 5 or 4 overs, mate. It's crazy.
Yeah.
But outstanding. I mean, great figures.
Yeah, great figures. It's one of the things that you've noticed with cricket lately, that everyone who's playing cricket right now are concerned more about the strike rate than actually playing the conditions and playing the situation. And I think as good as great as it is where cricket has evolved at this point in time, there's certain times where you need to dig in, and I think that has been lost with all the focus being on strike rate.
Yeah. I agree, mate. It is. I totally agree. And it's to the point, isn't it, where I was thinking today and I was watching Matt Short bat. He was just knocking around because he wanted to win the game. He knew that the people at the other end were smacking it. And he's like, I don't care if I'm 20 not out off 20 balls as a captain's knock. And it's like, not many people do that as much as they used to, right? Like, it's more like, I'm going to get picked up by the next franchise. Do want to be seen for my strike rate's not great, but I won the game. Because a lot of the times you look at a scorecard and you're like, oh, that guy 25 of 25, but did he win the game? It's right. I want to see 25 of 7 balls and I'm picking the guy.
Yeah, but that's the thing, right? People are so short-sighted because they feel like they'll get, like, it's one of the things, you feel like you'll get to the next league, or you'll get leagues, or you'll get opportunities because of the way you play. It is true, but I think it is about how you play in a team's endeavor in winning a championship. Like, if you're winning, then you'll obviously, like, for example, if Short played the way he played and he goes on to win the championship, then just by virtue of being a responsible player, a great captain, he will get picked in the next franchise league, and that's going to happen. And winning actually takes care of everything. How you win it, it doesn't matter. You have to get over the line. Nobody really cares. Like, these games happen so quickly in such quick succession that it doesn't matter how you win these matches. Sometimes, like, just knocking the ball around, being sensible, taking the responsibility on is important. Like, much like what even Nicky P did in the game before this one.
I think it's match awareness, wicket awareness, right? To your point, it's like today I might have to get 70 or 58, but I'm going to win the game. So
yeah. That makes the difference. Right?
Next one was an absolute cracker, mate. It was TSK who got 185 for 4. We're looking at the Texas, and then we had Faf struggled a little bit, and then you had Muknamala 37, Riley Rousseau 34, but then it was Mulder and Ferreira who smoked it. 43 off 20 for Mulder, and then Ferreira 44 off 20, which took him 185. And now you're like, this is a good score.
Yeah, they actually batted really, really well. It was great to watch Mulder come good with the bat. He hits the ball so cleanly when he hits the ball well. Sometimes it just feels like he second guesses himself, and he just doesn't trust his skills at times. But when he does, when he has full faith in his ability, he's just like a player of a different level and caliber. And I hope he continues to play like that. And that was an important partnership for them to get to the total they got to, right? I think they ended up getting 187, if I'm not wrong.
Yeah, you're correct. No, they got 185. And then Freedom
185 for 4.
Yeah. Freedom knocked him off and got 187. That's where you got that number from.
What a game that was. Like, the way it started, Mitchell Owen, 77 of 35 deliveries. That was like right up there. He's been so good. Him, Lhuan-dré Pretorius, Saiteja Mukumala. These guys have all been so impressive at the top of the order. We don't have to speak about Faf, because Faf has been doing these things. He's been doing this for such a long time right now, but these guys have like Mitch Owen. My word, I'm excited for international cricket for him and international the rivalries that already exist: Australia, India, England, South Africa.
First option is 6 runs. That's the mindset, right? It's like first
right?
ball, if it's there, like if it's a good ball, whatever, I'm gonna try and smack it out the ground because even my miss hits will go for 4 and 6. The youngsters coming through now, like I'm gonna try and if I'm a young kid and I'm facing Stark, I'm trying to pummel him into the stand. That's like the mindset, which is crazy, but it's also great.
Yeah, different
Great to watch.
these guys are.
77 off 35, but obviously, and Smith got 30, great partnership. But then we had like wickets fell, and then we had Chowdhury, who's finished with 27 off 19. The way that finished with a hat trick from Hussain, and then we had, and then a hat trick, and then the last ball needed 5, and then Chowdhury just pumps it over long on for 6, mate. It was a ridiculous finish.
Yeah, it was nuts, and he was. It just was so anticlimactic because they needed 6 and 6 deliveries in the last over, and then they got nothing in the first 5, and leg by on the 5th ball, and gets a hat trick. Akil gets a hat trick. There's a little bit of brain fade from the other batters because Nikhil was hitting the ball well. All they needed to do is come and take a single and give him strike, and they didn't do that. They tried to hit a 6 themselves, and then ended up getting out. He got a hat trick, and then the last ball. He was just erred in length by maybe 1 feet, and that got hit for 6, and he won the game. A great game for him. It was his debut, I think, in the MLC, right?
Unbelievable, yeah. I mean, he got wickets as well, and obviously then smacked that. And it was harsh not to give Mitch Owen man of the match, but that guy played a great all-round performance and led the freedom to win. That leads us on to the last 2 matches. Orcas won by 20 runs against the Knight Riders. Knight Riders, again, that batting lineup cracked a tiny bit. Obviously, such a powerhouse. When they go strong, there's such a unit to play against. But we had Seattle Orcas, 154. Kind of top scorers was, we had Ali Sheikh, youngster we've seen today, was given responsibility with a bat. And I think he came in, played Naran really well. Everyone else was trying to block him, maybe get the single. He came, lapped it for 4, reverse sweep for 4. And it shows you he's got like... confidence as a young kid, and that's great. We spoke about earlier. I think it's outstanding that he was given a chance up the order.
Yeah, he was actually good. He actually showed a lot of intent, which is really cool. But outside of that, I thought Stoinis batted really well as well with Ali Sheikh, and I think Ali kind of just took responsibility and kind of dug in there, right? And kind of handled the pressure whilst wickets were falling around him for a little bit. They managed to get to 154. I don't know, like Shanaka's innings at the end was just nuts. 58 of 23 deliveries. He hit some 5 or 6
ridiculous,
stunning batting. But they had no business getting 154. No business getting 154.
No.
Simply because now they were like 60 for 5, and from there to get 154 and 60 for 5 and 12 overs or something, man. From there to get 154 is just criminal. It shouldn't be happening. And this is the second time it's happening to LAKR. It happened against Mumbai as well. They were again 50 for 5 or 50 for 6, and then from there they got 144. So they are taking their foot off the pedal and foot off the gas when we've got the full control of the match, and that's where they need to kind of pull their socks up. They started off this leg being at the top of the table, and now they find themselves in the middle already.
Yeah, it's a quick turnaround, isn't it? Everyone's kind of on an even plateau with a couple of games to win. To your point, a couple of games that they've won. To your point, you're bowling to Shanaka. You have square leg back, I think mid-wicket back, no deep point, and you're bowling wide hole, and then he was just hitting you over point with no fielders, and that got him how many in that over? Like, surely is that bowling group or the execution of the plans? Why is your square leg back? Like, I didn't get that at all, and that just let him just fly away. But yeah. Silly plans. You got to. It's the plans, isn't it? Like, you can execute the ball, but if your field's not there to help you, then what's the point? So it's like.
Yeah, it's like it's weird sometimes when you look at what's happening. There's some really insane moments, and then there's really like complete lack of common sense moments as well. But that's where I feel teams need to get tighter, especially teams with their bowling, especially when they have the opposition, in their grasp and they've got them well in control of the game. Then that's when you kind of have to finish the kill, right? Because you've got them in your grip.
Yeah, I agree, mate. I totally agree. Second inning, very familiar story with Munro and Fletcher putting on like a 50-ish partnership, and then there's nothing else. That's quite like they get off to a nice start, and then it's like Yeah, Powell 17, Holder 21, and they were kind of stuck. It felt like Stoinis who got three for, and you had Harmeet Singh, but it felt like they were stuck and they didn't really try to go anywhere. It's like, am I trying to get singles? Am I trying to hit boundaries? And it felt like they had a hold on them and they just couldn't get out of it.
It was weird because the number of dot balls they had in that innings was mad. The 16th over was a maiden over, and I think they played over 50 or 50, between 50 and 60 dot balls. That's
Crazy,
over
mate.
50% of dot balls.
That's
And
wild.
like, how do they win from that place, right? And they didn't have Russell playing today as well, because obviously back-to-back games at his age is quite a challenge.
Yeah.
So he didn't play. So obviously they were pegged back by that as well, and I think a lot is left to Jason Holder. And to that point, I just feel like, if you look, if like even the matches we've discussed so far, everything has started off really well and then it's gonna taper down and it's just like gone nowhere.
Yeah, I agree. Just looking at that, that's what it seemed to happen, really. But good, it's a shame, isn't it? Order collapsed again. 154 for 7, 134 for 8. Oh, Pod Squad won, and then it comes us down to the game tonight, mate. So it's a pretty.
Wow.
I'm looking at the scores here. I'm going to recap this. What date are we on now?
28th June.
Sorry, they can. Was that today? They can cut this anyway, thankfully.
The Unicorns versus Freedom, right?
Yeah, Washington Freedom 190 for 4 off 20. Mitch Owen got dropped first ball, then I think he went 6-6, 4-4-4. He finished with 39 off 20. He looked awesome, but it was the local boy, the wicketkeeper for USA, Andries Gous, 83 off 50. He was given a chance at 3. He reminds me a bit of Josh Butler, where he sets up a little bit. I always thought he could have kind of worked on his like in his scoop, and he's looked like he has. So it's another shot to his locker. But he looked great, 83 off 50, and then Chowdhury 32 took them 190. House is a decent player, mate, right?
Yeah, very good, man. House is actually just the way he batted, he paced his innings, took his time a little bit, was very present. What I liked about him was that he played the situation, he played the conditions a little bit, and then at the back end started going and hitting some really clean sixes. One of those guys that once he gets set, it's hard to get him out, actually. Ended up playing an unbeaten knock of 81 of 50 something.
Yeah, absolutely. Best probably bowler was kind of Brody Couch. He picked up 1 for 28. As I said, didn't lose too many wickets. And then we're going to go to the Unicorns. Mate, this was pretty special today with Pretorius and Finn Allen. Crazy.
Yeah, Finn Allen. I actually had a conversation with him before the game. He was standing a little upright through the tournament, and I want to understand why he was standing so upright, because I felt like the ball's keeping low at Oakland, right? So it was like him being that upright, for him to hit the ball like he wants to hit it, like he likes to hit sixes, he'll have to go from up to down to up again. So I was asking him, any reason you're not, like, because the previous year, last year, in the last season, he was staying down. And he mentioned about, when he stands upright, he feels like he's a lot more side on, and he feels like his power comes through really well. But incidentally today, in his setup, he started going down low again, which is really cool to watch, and he was smashing the ball, right?
Yeah, man.
It was really cool. It's insane how you can have a conversation without even suggesting anything, but just asking from a point of, hey, can you explain this to me, and why you're doing what you're doing, and then asking a question about, hey, but the ball's keeping low, have you taken that into consideration? And you just have a normal conversation. Suddenly they figure it out, and there's an internal switch that happens, and it's so cool to watch. Because I was talking to a producer, Mod, and I was telling him, he's like too upright. I think he's going to find it difficult to score runs here. But one conversation, 5-minute conversation, and like he started getting low on the ball, and he was like smashing it today, and played really, really well. And they got off to a flyer, 102 of 6 overs.
Not even, mate. It was 102 off 5.4, 102 for 1 the partnership.
Overs.
Crazy.
Do you know, Liam, that today there are 34,000 power plays that have happened in T20 cricket. Today is the 17th time that a team has gone past 100 in the power play.
That's crazy. That's the way they were hitting it today. Pretorius. I've seen Finn play a lot, and I know he can hit the ball. But for me, the way Pretorius's form is, he looks special, mate. Yeah. Like we just touched on it, but the ball was getting absolutely met. It sounded like a cannon going off, mate. That's what I was listening to. Yeah, it was crazy.
How great does the ball sound off the bat at the Coliseum?
Does, mate. Good echo, right? Good echoes round.
Yeah, it was insane. Sounded like a bullet shot from the bat.
Oh, mate, unbelievable. And then it didn't stop really because Hardy came in, smacked 42 off 22. Matt Short, 34 off 26. Skipper's knock. A good way to finish for SFU. And that kind of rounds up all the games, mate. So congratulations to the
Yeah.
SFU. We move on to LA. We got an early flight. Just before we finish, I think Kemar Roach picked up 300 test wickets. I think that was today,
He did.
which is,
That's
I
pretty cool.
played with him at Surrey, and I think he's an outstanding bowler. Hits the seam, shapes
Yeah.
it, and just runs in all day. So yeah, congratulations to him. Have you played against him much, mate?
Big congratulations. Yeah, big congratulations to him. I think he's someone who's kind of just quietly gone about his business, kind of flown under the radar as a fast bowler in West Indian cricket, and kind of just been a stalwart for them, just coming in year in and year out, and doing his thing. And there have been other players who've come and got a little bit of prominence, but he's gone there quietly, gone about his business, and kind of got his achievements. So kudos to him. I think top stuff.
Yeah, unbelievable, mate. And then obviously the big one that came out is obviously my fellow countryman, my teammate Ben Stokes, who's retired from international cricket. Came out the news, listened to some interviews in Sky Sports and BBC. I seen him get that interview after the game and said that he can't put his body through that again. He doesn't have kind of what it takes to go to the well in terms of like his injuries and just
Yeah.
giving it all mentally, physically. What he's 35, potentially he could play for many more years. But it's interesting to see, why this is now, and maybe he's just tired and needs the break from it. It's a lot.
Yeah, we saw this happening with these one of these retirements where it just doesn't feel like it's well timed. It feels like
Yeah.
there's a lot more attached to this thing. A lot of stresses that are attached to it. We saw a similar thing with Penny de Kock, right? He called time on his international career, took a break for almost a year and playing only a few franchise cricket matches, and then came back really fresh and then started smacking the ball everywhere, and then came back, out of retirement back into the international cricket. And I feel like Stokes is one of those guys where it just feels ill-timed. Feel like he's got a lot more to offer to the game, and hopefully, from a personal perspective, hopefully if he feels like, okay, you know what, I still have a lot more to give, and he feels a little bit more refreshed, I hope he comes back into the game.
We know why he's retired, mate. Same as us. There's more money in retirement. You know what I mean? In these franchise Legends League. Less pressure, mate. No, I'm joking. Yeah, just more retirement in these. Yeah, mate, less pressure. But, mate, thank you again. Quick recap. I'll let you get some sleep. I appreciate you, and we'll see you next week. Thank you, brother.
I'll see you next week.